All eyes this weekend will be at D23 as Disney will be giving a presentation about all the things that are be coming to the theme parks in the coming years. And given the last few D23s have not gone very well from a fan perspective, of a lot of it was blue sky, just we may do this sort of stuff coming. Now there's a lot of pressure on Disney with Epic Universe opening sometime in 2025. So fans are wanting Disney to produce, and the expectations is that they will announce a lot of things. But a lot of people have some questions about what that will be, and is it going to be things that people want, and will it be a true answer, perhaps, to what Universal is doing with Epic Universe? Well, we have an article here from Blog Mickey talking about what we might see and what that could mean going forward. So we're going to take a look at that. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic, and like I said, we have an article here from Blog Mickey, and it says, Oasis or Mirage? Will Josh D'Amaro define what's on the horizon for Disney theme parks? It says, will Disney Experiences chairman Josh D'Amaro deliver? It's a question we asked following the 2022 D23 Expo, and I don't think we can answer it just yet. That said, time is ticking, and impatience among the fan community is wearing thin. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Universal's Epic Universe theme park. Just being built just a 25-minute Uber right away. The new theme park will contain lands dedicated to Harry Potter, Nintendo, How to Train Your Dragon, and Universal Classic Monsters. It will be a game changer for Universal and could create some real competition for the tourist dollar in the coming years as Disney turbocharges investment in its own theme parks. I don't think could. I think it undoubtedly will, because Universal has been real competition for Disney now without this brand new theme park. So I don't think it's more of a could. I think it's a undoubtedly it will create even more competition for tourist dollars in the area. Bob Iger says they aren't going to respond to Epic Universe. Iger said that Disney has known about Epic Universe for more than a decade. I've talked about this before. I think that is one of the most... The statement doesn't make a lot of sense. We'll put it that way. And they rolled out updates such as Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Pandora, The World of Avatar, Toy Story Land, Tron Light Cycle Run, an expansion at Epcot, and more. Disney doubled down in a statement to the Wall Street Journal, framing Epic Universe as Universal Orlando playing catch up to a decade of growth at Walt Disney World. So if you actually look at the timeline of things, it was very obvious that Disney was basically trying to answer for things that Universal was doing. He goes, I don't buy it, and I'm not sure many fans are buying it. I don't think anybody's buying it. And again, when you look at the timeline of things, it's very obvious that Disney was announcing things to basically answer for stuff that Universal was doing. I mean, the first Wizarding World showed up at Universal, and it was a massive success. It was a huge hit for Universal. Disney then countered a year or two later with announced a Pandora, and then Universal came out with Diagon Alley, and then after that Disney countered with Toy Story Land and Galaxy's Edge, and you can see what they were doing. I mean, they were definitely trying to counter what Universal was doing. So him posturing as if, you know, I'm not saying Universal is not trying to catch up to Disney, because Disney does have the bigger market share, but Disney as a company has been trying to answer for things that Universal has been doing for a while now. Even if there's a hint of truth to the statement, it doesn't much matter in 2025 and 2026 when guests are weighing where to spend their summer vacation and hard-earned dollars. It's very true. Analysts believe that Epic Universe will bring a bump of 8 million guests to Universal Orlando, and that Disney World will lose 1 million guests during that time. But we're getting off topic, back to the upcoming D23 Expo. And there's been numbers that have shown maybe it could be more. We don't really know, but I think a lot of those numbers for Universal are basing it off of like a 35% increase in attendance potentially, which is what they saw when they first introduced the Wizarding World to the theme park. So could be much higher. It could be lower, of course, but I think that may be sort of they may be saying that's like the bottom line they're expecting there. But I love Blue Sky Sessions. It gives fans a look inside Imagineering, and sometimes gives fans a look at concepts so early in production that they'd otherwise never be seen. I wish that Disney would do more of it, but I also understand that D23 Expo might not exactly be the right place to do it. I think that's the thing. Blue Sky is one thing, but Disney has set up these D23 Expos much like, say, Apple when they come up with a new product. They're expecting tangible things and not just, hey, we're looking at doing this. What do you think? It just comes off as Disney doesn't really know what to do, and they're sort of just crowdsourcing ideas. But there's nothing wrong with that. But at an event like D23, that's not what the fan base, that's not what you have delivered, I guess, put it that way, in the previous D23s. And so people are expecting beyond just ideas, especially two straight. I think that's the other thing too. One of them doing that is on one thing, but two straight presentations of that is another thing. The upcoming Disney Experiences keynote presentation is fittingly called Horizons. Going back to the premise of this article, is what we see on the horizon a mirage or an oasis? As much as I love a good blue sky session, it's time to see some shovels in the dirt. So, what will make Disney theme park fans happy? We've compiled a list of things that we think DMRO and company need to define at minimum for fans to leave happy. We've also added some wish list items that would be great to hear about. So he says, first, we'll start with Disney World. The 50th anniversary seems like a distant memory, and Universal's Epic Universe is set to open next summer. It's time to see where that $17 billion figures is going. Of course, we don't expect Disney to announce $17 billion worth of news, but we'd love to get some solid updates on things that we have already been announced, as well as some surprises. So, necessary updates. He says, Tropical Americas at Disney's Animal Kingdom include a closing date for Dinosaur, new concept art, backstory for Indiana Jones, new concept art ride for Encanto, opening year, make this project feel real. That's true. And the thing that I've said all along is no matter what Disney announces here, like when are these things going to be done? Disney's construction timelines are long. They always have been. I've argued a lot of this stuff, once I even start construction on it, we're not going to see for 3 to 5 years, at least. So that's one major question I think a lot of people have. Zootopia at Disney Animal Kingdom. When is the closing date for Tough to Be a Bug? And there's a new concept art. Agreed there. Beyond Big Thunder Mountain at Magic Kingdom. What are the phase 1 details? I mean, this hasn't been, it's all but confirmed due to some permit filings, but they haven't, as far as I know, come on, specifically said this is going to happen. It's kind of been in the rumor mill, but it is very much expected that they are going to do a Beyond Big Thunder in terms of like more details. Big Thunder refurbishment closing date in details. What does the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island look like at the end of this? That's a really good question. Now, one thing they don't mention in this article, but the thing I think would be the biggest win for Disney out of anything they may announce, honestly speaking, is if they did a Villain's Land. I think that would go a long ways with people. I think this is something people have wanted for a long time. There were rumors out there for a very long time that there was going to be an entire new theme park themed after villains. And while I don't think an entire theme park themed after villains it makes a lot of sense, I think a land does. And if they announce a Villain's Land in this Beyond Big Thunder, and they can, there's a way in which you could tie this in with Fantasyland. And let's say you had Maleficent's castle as its main part, much like Cinderella's castle in this land, and you actually did some really cool elements in here. I think a Villain Land would be one of the biggest hits they could do. I think the fan base would love it. That's been the rumor out there that we're going to see Villains Land and maybe Cars Land, sort of a copycat from Disneyland. That one I'm not so sure about. I think it's possible that they do it, but I think a Villains Land would be the thing that the fan base and I think a lot of people would actually look very much forward to. Pirates of the Caribbean bar opening month. They'll probably do more on that, and I do think that is a great idea and will probably be a pretty big hit. So. Test Track 3.0, new concept art and details, opening season. They'll probably have more details on that. That's currently already underway, so we know that's coming. But so that's necessary, they say. Wish list items. Magic Kingdom Nighttime Parade. Will there be a daytime component? What happens to Festival to Fantasy as it turns 10 years old? I think they will more than likely announce a nighttime parade because from what I've been hearing, basically Disney's rebuttal in a way to Epic Universe, at least this coming summer, is going to be parades and shows. So I think a nighttime parade is something that is an easy win for them, something they can turn around pretty quick, and it's not that expensive. And I think the fan base has been wanting it for a while. And so I think this is something they will probably do. New Tomorrowland attraction. There isn't a ton of space at Stitch's Great Escape, but it can't sit empty during the park's turbocharging, can it? You wouldn't think, but that they haven't done anything, and I've made an argument for a long time. Tomorrowland is a land without an identity. It doesn't know what it is, but the fact that when you first walk into Tomorrowland, you see a ride that is nothing. There's no ride, and then you see Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. I felt like is a weird way to introduce people to quote Tomorrowland, but I don't know if they'll be doing anything. Again, I think they're going to focus much more on other parts, but I mean that would be nice if they did. Frontierland rebranding. Will Frontierland stay Frontierland? I don't think it will. I don't know if they're going to announce it's going away, but I think they're slowly going to get rid of Frontierland, sadly. I do. Will a new concept be introduced that will play better with Tiana's Bayou Adventure and Beyond Big Thunder Mountain? I'm not going to be surprised if they turn that into like New Orleans area right there, which would be why you keep Big Thunder Mountain, and then they would put Cars Land in there, and then basically Big Thunder Mountain becomes sort of an aspect of like a desert thing with the Cars area. Will Pecos bills finally be addressed? Maybe. Do we get a look at a concept art for Frontierland DVC Lounge? Probably, but I don't know. I don't really much care about that personally, but I'm not a DVC member, so. Moana ride. Rumors have been swirling about a Moana themed attraction coming to Magic Kingdom's Adventureland now that it has been removed from Disney's Animal Kingdom. Will Disney want to expand on Moana beyond a simple nature trail at Epcot? I think if they did that, that could be a hit. And they do have that patent filing. We did a video on it a couple of videos ago talking about this. That one would be something I think would be a hit as well. Where it goes, I'm not really sure, but I think it would fit in Adventureland. I actually do think that would fit. A Lion King ride. Rumors have also been floating around about a Lion King ride for Disney's Animal Kingdom. I think that is one of them. I'm shocked that this isn't a thing yet. I really am. I feel like a Lion King ride is the most basic, like, yes, this should be an Animal Kingdom. It should have been an Animal Kingdom when it opened. I mean, you can make the argument that Animal Kingdom wouldn't exist if it wasn't for the Lion King movie. So I think, A, they should, because Animal Kingdom needs a lot of things. But B, Lion King completely fits. So I think that's something. I think that would be a pretty big hit with the fan base. Epic Play Pavilion. Something has to happen with the Wonders of Life building, right? I'm not having much hope for that. I think that is long gone, as much as I thought that was a cool idea. Spaceship Earth reimagining. We were weeks away from Epcot's centerpiece attraction closing back in 2020. Surely Disney will want to revisit that at some point. I doubt they do anything with Epcot, given they, quote, just got done with the update to it. As much as I think it's underwhelming everywhere, I don't think they're going to be doing anything to Epcot. I think they're going to put the money into Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, if I were to guess. Drone show. Disney dreams that soar is really good and continues to bring in massive crowds at Disney Springs. How about keeping Animal Kingdom open past dinner time with a drone show? I felt like all along that show would work well into Animal Kingdom, and that park could stay open later, as there's no nighttime show there. It would work great in the theater area there because it's got water. It doesn't have to be over people. And plus, Pandora could be open at night when Pandora is a very cool park at night. So I agree with that. Reflections at Disney Lakeside Lodge. Permits suggest that this project is back from the dead. Will we get an update? They'll probably do this as they keep building DVC resorts. I kind of think Disney needs to get away from the DVC resorts. I think they need to actually build a new... honestly, Disney would do well to build a new value resort that's sort of an upgraded version of the current value resorts that they have. But they're going to build DVC because it makes them more money, I think. But yeah, I think that one is probably going to happen. As cool as the idea of it was, which is going to go on where River Country was, but they'll probably announce that seemingly. Magical Express. With more families looking to visit Universal Orlando in the coming years, will Disney be able to reel them back in with the return of Magical Express? I don't think they'll do this, but I think this would be a giant home run if they did it. I really do. I think this would go a long ways, and I think people would absolutely love it. But do I think they're going to do it? Probably not. Galaxy's Edge Galactic Star Cruiser. Will Disney let the Star Cruiser fade into history, or will they find a way to reignite that spark? Will a long-planned dinner show featuring Gaia come to Galaxy's Edge? What about those planned scene updates to Smuggler's Run? Personally speaking, I kind of think Star Wars is a complete mess right now, but I think one of the things they could do, which is a retheming of Galaxy's Edge into basically including all the Star Wars prequels, original trilogy, and if you want to include the sequel as well, I think that would be something. If they did that, I think that would be a huge hit and be something that the fan base would actually enjoy. But I just don't feel like they're going to do a lot of this is too thin. I think, again, they're going to probably focus on Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom for the most part. But on a wish list, I would love that. And I think Smuggler's Run should be like Star Tours and have multiple different scenes that you can. Again, I kind of look at that almost as a no-brainer personally. But, out of all those, like out of the wish list, I actually think Nighttime Parade is something that will happen. A lot of these on the wish list, I kind of lean toward the Moana ride. I could see being the thing, maybe the dark horse that actually does end up happening because of the patent filing. And I think they've kind of come around on Moana. It used to be Moana. They didn't feel internally was a big enough movie to like be a ride in the park. I think they've changed their tune on that. Part of it is like the streaming numbers on Disney Plus and stuff. So, and they're making a second movie. So I kind of feel like that could happen. And also the Lion King ride would make a lot of sense. So, I mean, I don't think everything on this list would happen. A lot of the stuff with Spaceship Earth and Epcot, as much as I would like it to happen, I don't think it's happening anytime soon just because they just got done. And I don't think they're going to be doing anything on Epcot in terms of spending a lot of the bulk of this money. Talking about Disneyland, they're probably going to get some announcements at Deanna's Bayou Adventure, 70th anniversary, West Coast Pandora, the King Thanos ride, probably getting some of that. Now, we don't cover Disneyland a lot, so I don't really know the specifics and what people are really wanting out there, but the wish list items, something announced for Tomorrowland, an update on the electric cards for Autotopia, and a new land. It says, will Disneyland wait for Disneyland Forward expansions before introducing new lands to the parks? So take a look at that. You got the international ones, cruise lines. But yeah, so they wrap up the article here, say that is a lot of bullet list items, and I'm sure that Diamaro would have time for half of them during his keynote presentation. More than ever this year, I think that the D23 Expo will be judged less on the projects that are presented and more in the way that they are presented. As I said in the opening paragraph, patience of the fan community is wearing thin. I mean, I agree with the sentiment of this. I think what you'll probably see, I think Animal Kingdom is the park that does need the most. It just needs more things to do. It has for a long time. It's been a half-day park, I mean, in my opinion, for forever. So I think more things there to do will help bolster, because that is the park that will probably be hurt the most by Epic Universe. Because again, Universal is shifting behaviors, or trying to get people to stay over there for 3 to 4 days, and versus how it used to be, where people spent the bulk of their vacation at Disney World, added on a day or two at Universal. Universal's looking to switch that, where you spend the bulk of your vacation over at Universal, and then maybe people add on a day or two over at Disney World, likely being Magic Kingdom. Magic Kingdom is the number one theme park, attendance-wise in the entire world. So a lot of people add on Magic Kingdom, Epcot or Hollywood Studios, and more than likely Animal Kingdom is the one that gets hurt the most, because it's the least attended park and it has the least amount of things to do. So I think adding more things to Animal Kingdom makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, I think you're going to see a lot of attention on Magic Kingdom because of it being the number one theme park, and I think Disney wants to ensure that it stays there, because if Magic Kingdom attendance numbers get hurt and they see a tick down compared to, say, Universal, that is a point where Disney does not want that. I think as long as Magic Kingdom is still the top horse, I think that Disney, that kind of shows their market share a bit. And if they start seeing numbers being affected by Magic Kingdom, that's not a good place they want to be. So I think bolstering Magic Kingdom, bolstering your strongest park, is not a bad move. And again, a lot of things that people have been wanting. Let's say you did the Villains Land. I get, they may do also. They didn't mention in this one, but the other rumor is that you have the Cars Land back there. I don't know if I like the idea of a Cars Land there, but Disney does have this. They like to take stuff from other parks and put it into existing parks. Look at Tron. Look at a lot of the stuff they've been doing recently. So it's potential you could see that. But I think the Villains Land would be a huge hit. I really do, and I think that's something that would build a lot of anticipation for. And once that's completed, would be a big draw to that park. Now, one thing they didn't mention, some people have rumored a new park. I don't think they're going to announce a new park. I think you might see them announce a new park in the next 10 years, but they have a lot of room they need to, fill out in their existing parks. And I made the argument as well. You don't really want a new theme park right now, because if you think Disney's expensive or you like to go, it's going to be even more expensive if they add a new theme park. So I don't think they need it right now. I think they need to do things to the existing parks. So I don't think that that's going to be anything they announce at this. In terms of how that goes over with the fan base, I'll have to wait and see. This isn't going to be live streamed from Disney, which is interesting. So this is late on Saturday night, so we'll have to wait and see what they announce. And whatever they do announce, we will talk about on here, as I'm sure many other people will as well. But that is going to be it for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage of not only Disney World, but Universal Studios, Epic Universe, and pop culture news. And let us know in the comments what you think about D23. And do you think that Disney is going to have some major announcements, or do you think they're just kind of underwhelm and do more blue sky things like they had the last couple of years? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.